Welcome back to Central Sense, the podcast that empowers students with knowledge and tools to make smart financial decisions. I'm your host, Kelly Parati, and today we're diving into a topic that can make a huge difference for students, and that is scholarships. In this episode, we'll be talking about applying for scholarships through the CCSU Foundation, what they are, how to find the right ones for you, and how to submit a standout application. Joining me today is Kyle Verona from the Office of Institutional Advancement, who works closely with the Foundation. She's here to share insider tips to help you understand the scholarship process. So whether you're a first-year student or a continuing student, stay tuned. There could be free money waiting for you right here at Central. Kyle, thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me today.
So Kyle, in what year was the CCSU Foundation created, and what is its main purpose?
Foundation was created at Central in 1971, and because we're a state school, we have a foundation. All state schools have them. It's a separate entity that manages all the donations and investments and make sure all the laws are covered for the donors.
Okay. Approximately how many scholarship funds does the CCSU Foundation manage each year?
We have about 300 scholarship funds. The foundation has more funds, but only 300 of them are scholarships, and that's all managed through that competitive application.
Okay. And what types of criteria can scholarships be based upon?
Anything from your major, your minor, could have a GPA required, financial needs sometimes your involvement in the community or your career goals, and it could be a combination of any of those. When a donor creates a fund, they sign a legal agreement, and the criteria is stated in that fund, and we need to make sure to follow that.
Okay. So when are students typically notified when the scholarship application is open and the scholarship application deadline?
The scholarship application is open once a year only, and it's always in the fall, and it opens standardly the first Monday of November and runs through mid-December. The students all get an email when it opens. The link is out on a scholarships webpage. It's out on all the monitors on campus, on table tents, on posters. So we hope to get to everyone and let them know.
Okay. So can you explain the application process and how students are matched for scholarship opportunities?
So students fill out an online application that's a lot like a resume. It's pretty simple, especially if you have a resume already. So it's going to be things like any awards you've gotten, community service you're doing, any extracurricular activities. There'll be a short answer question about your career goals and also your academic goals. All that information matches to your record at Central, so your major and your GPA and all those important pieces of data. All those pieces of data are then matched to the criteria of all the scholarships, and you're put into these applicant pools as considered qualified.
Okay, it sounds like a great process. What are the applied to scholarships, and how are they different from the automatically matched scholarships?
So out of the 300 funds, there's about 15 scholarship funds that have super specific criteria to award them. So we don't want to ask every student those questions in order to qualify them. So once every student is finished with the general application, the instructions tell them to go out and look at the list of scholarships, and certain scholarships will show up as apply to. They all take one additional step or maybe an extra essay. A student can choose to apply if they're qualified. So you're going to want to read through them. Some students don't qualify for any of those, and some qualify for a few. Example would be the Alumni Association has a scholarship that awards to students who have a grandparent, a parent, or a sibling who has already graduated from Central. You would have to provide that name and some information, or it may be something like a donor. It's very important to them how you go through life, so they're going to ask you to write an essay, talk about a life experience and how you persevered through it. So those are considered apply to, that you have to click on and apply to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does having the highest GPA guarantee a scholarship? Or do some scholarships just require the students to be in good academic standing, meaning that the student isn't on any academic warning or probation?
Yeah, that's a really good question. The highest GPAs are not always the ones that are given scholarships. We do have some that we consider prizes for the highest GPA, but some donors, it's more important to them, your character, or what you're involved in, or what your goals are. So they may not even list a GPA minimum, and that's all in the descriptions of the scholarships. You can see them. All scholarships, in order to be awarded, you have to have that good academic standing, which is what, Kelly, you know it better than I do.
Good academic standing is a minimum of a 2.0 GPA.
Right. So that's what we have to have as a minimum if it states nothing at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many references must the student include with their application? And what recommendations would you give to a student before they ask for a recommendation?
The application asks for you to provide an email address for 2 references. These could be a professor. If you're a freshman, it's perfectly appropriate to ask a high school teacher, an academic advisor, even maybe a boss at work. The person you want to choose would be someone who knows you as a student, knows your qualities that would make you a successful student. So that could be a boss. Before you provide an email address on your application, you're going to want to get that person's permission. So what you might want to ask them is, would you be willing to provide it, and do you have the time to provide it? And it's all done online. That software is going to send an email directly to that professor. Professors and teachers are very used to doing this. They know what a recommendation is, and there's a prompt in there to give them a little information to fill it out. References have until the end of the year to provide. So even though the application ends on 12/15, they have till the 31st. Because anyone who applies on the last day, they still need some time to do the references. Ideally, cherry on the top of the sundae would be to try and get a reference from someone who is in the program you're studying. And that's always a good connection to make anyway. So
Okay, that's a really good tip. So when are the scholarship applications reviewed?
So the application closes, the references all come in, and then the fall grades roll into the student record. So that is included in the application, right? So the application information matches up to the database information, and beginning in February, they are reviewed. So what happens is there's these review committees across campus, and they look at the qualified applicants. You're called an applicant pool. So it'll be a list of application information for all the students who qualified for that fund.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain how the competitive review process works for the scholarships?
So the review committees, that they're different for all the different scholarships. It could be an academic department, it could be a separate department on campus. They review all the applications and rate them. So a scholarship fund, they're all different sizes and award different amounts each year. So some funds have enough money in them to award to many students or a handful of students, and some can only award to one student because of the size of the fund. So they're going to choose the best candidates within that applicant pool. So qualifying for a fund or a scholarship doesn't automatically mean you're going to get that scholarship. It's competitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how and when will students be notified that they've been awarded a scholarship?
So as soon as an awarding decision is made, a student will get an email, or we will send an email to the student letting them know they've gotten the award. Congratulations. It'll explain the name of the scholarship. It will give them a link out to read the description of the scholarship again in case they don't remember, the amount they're being awarded, and when it will pay out. So these notifications will start going out in April. They're going to go out all year because we award all year. So the email goes out. They don't need to accept the scholarship. It goes automatically onto their account, and then it will go onto their bill when appropriate. So when the bill publishes, or whatever you call that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So are CCSU Foundation scholarships renewable automatically each year?
No, these are single-year awards. That's why students are encouraged to apply each year. What is kind of nice is you can reuse your references from a previous year. So when you open the application, if it's your second or third or fourth time around, you can click on a reference you've already gotten.
Okay, good. So what happens if a student has been awarded a scholarship and they no longer meet the requirements for that scholarship?
It does happen, not very often. So say you were in the spring awarded a scholarship for nursing, so you're in the nursing program, and then you make a decision over the summer that you're going to change to a biology major. That's a better fit for you. What happens is you're no longer qualified for that nursing scholarship, so we would have to pull back that scholarship, unfortunately, but fortunately for you, you've found a good match in your program.
Okay, great. And so what are students asked to do after receiving their scholarships?
Students are asked to supply a thank you sentiment online and upload a picture. It's their choice to do it, but the reason it's so important is donors really love to see how great our students are, how wonderful. And it's a quick, how does a scholarship make you feel academically and personally? If you were able to speak directly to the donor who made this possible, what would you like to say to them? And they love to see your shining face. What we do with those is, if you provide them, we share them with the donor, and we also might put them on the website with your permission, use them at an event. It's a wonderful way to showcase our students and how diverse they are and how great they are.
It is.
It also encourages that donor to keep supporting their scholarship and also other people to create scholarships. It's a really nice connection for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So how do students get in touch with the CCSU Foundation if they have questions about scholarships?
Definitely website. I mean, my information is going to be out there. CCSU Foundation, I'm right on there. My email, you can call us. If you don't get the right person, we'll certainly put you in touch with the right person. Financial aid can also connect you with us. There's a scholarships webpage that has information on it, so open to any phone calls, email questions, anything, because it is a daunting sort of process, and a lot of students, it's their first time around.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. To learn more about the CCSU Foundation and its available scholarships, visit ccsu.edu/CCSU FOUNDATION. So thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
We learned a lot about scholarships and the application process.
Which is currently open, so.
It is currently open.
So please apply.
Please apply.
Yeah.
So thank you for tuning into our podcast today, and hopefully this made sense.